Welcome everyone to today's live stream. Hopefully everybody gets the notification. YouTube changed something for some reason, and just randomly, after I created the live stream no differently than normal, it decided to hide the live stream instead of making it publicly visible. And that's not my default. I don't know why it did that. That was a new one. But yeah, we're gonna do some more Planet Crafter today. We're gonna try and move on to the last moon, Aqualis, and get some stuff going there. First, we gotta talk about the new announcement, what's coming this week. July 15th, we get a new DLC for Ark Survival Evolved. That's right. They're releasing the Aquatica DLC on the 15th to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of Ark Survival Evolved. And yet we still don't have a release date for Ark 2. We've been waiting for, I think I've had it on my wish list for over a year, where they teased gameplay and the cinematics with Vin Diesel and all that. And at one point they had an ETA of sometime this year, I want to say. It was like beginning of 2025. And then it changed to just to be announced. Yeah, still to be announced. So it's funny, we got the rehashed version of Ark Survival with the better graphics, and then we've got all the extra DLCs, and we got another DLC coming, but still no sign of when Ark 2 will come out. So it's kind of, you know, other than we are getting content, it almost starts to feel kind of like that whole Half-Life thing where everybody's just still waiting for that next Half-Life game. And I wonder if we are going to see Ark 2 at any point. Obviously, they paid Vin Diesel for his likeness to use in that game, so I would assume they're going to at least go through that, because that probably did not, you know, come cheap to get his likeness in the game. But yeah, it's a new DLC called Aquatica, and it's a underwater themed Ark. So a new map that's focused on underwater exploration and survival. And I looking at just the images right off the bat, I'm like, they looked at Subnautica for this, because we got a lot of that vibrant bioluminescent type effect on certain things. So I think it's kind of funny. We get, you know, 10 years later, we get another DLC for Ark that feels like they're just kind of taking a run at Subnautica, and yet we still don't have even a date range now for Ark 2. So, just funny for me. Timmy, you want your snack now? Yeah, you want your snack? Your snacky stick? Here, I'll tuck it right there. Put under your belly, so you keep it in place with your belly. Like right there. It's nice and safe. Held down by your belly. You know, you want to eat it, you just gotta move your belly. So yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna move to Aqualis today, but unlike previously where I was ready to go straight to Aqualis, or like I was ready to go to the other locations, Humble and Selenia, we're still on Humble because I want to kind of do a little wrap up, and then we're gonna move back to Prime, and may actually go ahead and add in a new mod in the middle of this today. But you know what, let's get going and get into the game. There we go. So, back to Humble, where everything is looking all nice and vibrant because, you know, everything has cleared up. I mean, I'm on the last terraformation stage. I will hit terraformation complete today, and I haven't gone to everything here yet, which is fine because I will be coming back here. But I do have at least trade rockets going. I am making money, and, yeah. We did the red ship last time, the little red freighter wreck. Now we've got that wreck over there. I feel like that can wait for another day. Felonious. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I did nothing different than I've done for, you know, years now. when I created the live stream last night, and YouTube decided to put it as hidden instead of here it is scheduled for this. They decided to default it to we're not gonna show this to anybody. And I just noticed it when I was getting ready. I was looking, I was like, why does it say unlisted? And I just went in there and I had to dig down to find even to switch it, which I'm not in a good mood with Google already. I had, you know, Chrome updated, and first thing I get when I open Chrome is one of my extensions has been disabled. Won't let me turn it on. I had to go to, found a post from yesterday about this on the Chrome subreddit, so r/Chrome, and it told you how to fix it. And the moderators had already removed the original post, so everybody was chiming back in with, okay, here's the instructions that they removed. So I'm already not happy with Google this morning. So I'm pretty sure I have everything in place, except for I did not get to, oh, well, I can't see the frame from here, but I did not get around to doing mutagen tier 3 and 4 or fertilizer tier 3. Yeah, I got, let's see, the it's gonna be bacteria samples, mutagen 1, 2, maybe I did get 3, or I got the place built for 3, I just didn't load it in yet. And I know I got fertilizer 1 and 2. So I've got at least those being produced. So when I come back, I won't have to worry about that so much. Really, some of that stuff is not a problem to fix. You know, the mutagen. Yeah, because I know mutagen tier 2 because I did set up a storage box for specifically common larvae to be transported there. I don't think I did this one. I think I left out the tier 3 mutagen. Which honestly is bacteria samples and sulfur. I can make that here. I don't have to have a separate thing for that. And then tier 4 is 3 and 1 together. So, that can wait. And then, oh, I don't have the recipe for tier 3 fertilizer. Okay, so that might be part of why I did that. That's fine. Whatever, we got enough done here. So, we are going to head back to Prime, and I went ahead, I built the portal here. So I've got the portal generator. I have not scanned for anything. I don't have a thing open. We'll do that another time. But the reason I got this here is, again, that mod. There's a mod we're probably going to test out that will let you connect the portals to act as teleporters between the worlds. So you don't have to go and do the whole launch the rocket every time. Part of it is the cost of the rebuilding the rocket every time, but also it's the fact that you're just basically having to go through the launch sequence every time. I don't like that. I'd rather just jump and be done. So we are probably going to test out that mod today before we actually jump to Aqualis. For now, I think everything is in a good enough spot. I still haven't put back in the auto sequence DNA mod either, because I wanted to go back to Prime first before I tried it. Also, I'm not really worried about sequencing anything. So yes, we're gonna go, wait, maybe sure, yeah, Prime. We're gonna go back to Prime. And yeah, again, why I'd rather just do, here's the teleport, here's the little thing of that, and boom, we're there, you know, the big kind of thing. Is one of the main reasons I want to use that teleport mod with the big portals. Anybody have a download for the FCS mods? Well, you can mod your Subnautica with a lot of other mods, Bert. You don't have to specifically get the FCS. And, you know, maybe if you go on their Discord and ask very nicely, they might give you like the latest download as like a one-time thing. But, you know, I don't have a download for it, so, and I'm not comfortable with handing off somebody else's product that they are creating when they are, you know, asking for crowd support anyway. So I would not share it with you. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not full of genetic traits. That's a good thing. Definitely too much storage over here. Let's see how I'm doing here. Am I backed up? I am not. So that is good. Trades are still going. I forgot to bring fuses with me. I've got trade fuses and such. I forgot to bring them. Yeah. That's, okay. So, I'm gonna have to do... Well, I can make fuses. I'll do that. And I don't have the recipe for quasar quartz yet. But I do have... Where is it? Solar quartz! The one I forgot to use before I left for Humble. So yeah, I can make solar quartz, not magnetar or quasar quartz. And, oh, it's only that one here. It's a different one. Yeah, if somebody wants to, you know, sign up as the, you know, for the Patreon and then send you the download, they're free to do it. I just don't feel comfortable doing that myself because, again, it's been kind of like, you know, while they're not charging directly for it, they are asking for crowd support, you know? And it's just kind of one of those things where, like, you know, I would feel bad if I was working on something and kind of wanting to get, you know, a little financial support for it and somebody just took it and gave it away. So, again, that's why I won't share it with you. But, you know, if Elise is here, wants to, then fine. You know, can't stop you. Oh, I got plenty of silt built up now. I have run out of room. That's, yeah, how long I have been away from Prime. Yep, Uncommon is full. I'm probably filling up all of my... I need to jump down. Probably filled up all of these, if I had to guess. Those are full. I bet these are... No, surprisingly not full. Oh, you know what? Oh, hey, I grab... I forgot about having these guys out. So I need to make sure to eventually spread the species between the planets. You know, every planet needs to have the matching species. Those are filled up, so that is good. It means these should be... Oh yeah, that's full of that. Yeah, larva. So it's not getting... let's see. So these are just... That's burning through so much that it's just not keeping up. Sulfur and bacteria samples. Which... I'm producing them too, so I guess... that was just if I have... Oh, yeah, if I have leftovers, it can come there. Okay. So if I produce that much, it can just be dumped there. Oh, man. Alright, yeah, I know one thing I need to set up before I go. I want to improve my production because I want to have more circuit boards because I want to make sure I got plenty to ship. So that'll be give me something good to start burning through. Those are full. Okay, so more than enough fabric production here. Oh yeah, doing fine. So I think before we go, I want to do I actually want to grab that new mod and do a test with it. And also let me see if they've got an update for the auto sequence DNA mod, because again, that is one I had to turn off because I was having problems with it was causing stuttering, and I know that's what it was because taking it out fixed the problem. So something with it was causing like consistent stutters. Every 2.5 seconds it would lock up for about half a second, and so okay, there's no update on the on Nexus mods for it. So let's see, when was the last update on the GitHub? A week ago. So we haven't got an update for the mod since I already downloaded the last update last week, and it did not fix the issue. So yeah, currently cannot use the auto sequence DNA because it does seem to be causing a problem. And it may be because I'm spread out so much, you know, I'm on a different planet with stuff, you know, trying to process back on this planet. So, you know, it may not be actually a bug with the mod. It could just be the way it's like processing the actual data. You know, when it's being like, oh yeah, you're creating this larva. So, all right, I got the mod copied in. We gotta reload the game real quick. You grew up watching the channel. Well, thank you. I guess I'm assuming you're talking about me. Stuck on a cheap Kindle Fire. Oh, they released Subnautica on mobile? I would assume like a Kindle Fire would not have enough oomph to run that. Kindle Fires are, you know, meant to be very lightweight tablets. Okay, so I got... Wait, why is it not showing Humble? I've got one on Humble too. Okay, well, I am getting... Unless it's, you know, Aqualis is the humble moon, but that's... Okay, so at least it's got that. Let's try it. Oh, nice. Different color portal. And we go through. Now, I can always go back to humble with a rocket. Oh, that's nice. It's not working with humble, though. That's weird. Yeah, that is definitely nice. I like that so much better than having to just continually launch the rockets. I mean, why is that not part of the game? Why is that not a feature? Like you start with the rockets and then you upgrade to something like that. I mean, when I saw shuttle, my first thought was, oh, that's what it is. We're going, okay, so we get the shuttle and then we can go back and forth easily. No. That's basically what the shuttle should kind of be. You know, delivery drone for the supplies and shuttle for us to shuttle back and forth. Yeah, okay, this one, I really am not producing anything except the selenium, which I got plenty of that. And then I gotta come back here and do silk stuff, which I've got a lot of silk. So let's just go ahead and start making fabric here. So I do have some fabric launch. Where is it? So, okay, so I got that. Again, I can't auto sequence right now because of the stuttering bug, but at least I will be able to get something going. So there's my silk production. Okay, I like this. That's a nice touch to be able to go and do that. I just don't know why humble is not working. Oh, and look, different color. Wonder if that's from the storm, the blue making the green turn orange. Give it a moment, let the storm subside. I do like the fact that it's not a constant portal. That was my original thought, was it's going to be a, you know, once you activate it, the portal stays open. You have to go remember to close it. But apparently that's not the case. It is just, it opens and closes when you get through. And apparently we get a different color for each world. So Prime is orange, Selenia is green. Maybe that's so you can look at the color and know where you're going. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So wait. So I had to go here to close it. That's interesting. I wonder if that means I can't go back if I get the portal working on Humble. If I can go back. I want to go Humble now and try it. You can barely hear me? I haven't changed my audio settings for any of this. I can turn it down a little bit more, but it's still a case of like I haven't really adjusted anything on my levels. Yeah, Unknown Worlds. I don't know. Unknown Worlds now, Subnautica 2. You might be able to maybe call it a AAA game because of how much they've grown thanks to Subnautica and Subnautica 2, or Below Zero. Sorry. It may actually be a case where you could say the new Subnautica 2, technically 3, because it's the third one being released in the sequence. You could say that it could be a AAA game because at this point they are a larger studio. They may not be the size of like Bethesda, you know, and have as many employees as a company like Bethesda, but they are on the larger side of development companies now, whereas they weren't when originally Subnautica came out. Put those over here. Okay, I gotta remember my layout over here. Was that this way? I swear, I did put like a fuse thing together, right? Maybe I didn't stock my fuses together over here. I feel like I had a fuse container, but I'm looking and it seems like I might be wrong. Of course, I have no fuses. Why do I have no fuses? I gotta have. I mean, it's showing I've got that fuse. So where's the fuse? I forgot where I put everything. What is that? That's empty. Oh, you know what? I think I was leaving it in case they decided to add a fertilizer tier 4. Weather, I can't help the weather volume. The weather volume has always been loud in this game. That's why I've kind of now try to be conscious of when I am doing the rocket launches, that I have actually muted the game audio just for the fact that it can be that loud right next to the rockets. Oh, there he is. Okay. I was like, I know I got him somewhere. And I obviously have those. There we go. All right, so that's my rocket. I really wasn't expecting to have to go back to Humble today and have to build. You know, I'm going to save before I do that. That way, if it is a thing in the mod where it can't go to Humble because it's a different planet, even though that's what the mod's supposed to do. You know what? Yeah, we'll go ahead and save. We'll do the move to Humble. See if I can fix the portal. And then when I come back, we'll have to do another one of those. If this doesn't fit the portal, then something's not working. 20 to 35 FPS on a Fire tablet. Yeah, that is... I mean, obviously on the mobile version, they're not going to have the graphics turned up quite as high as like a PC or even like a console version. I mean, you know, they optimize around console, including the Wii at one point. You know, so that's pretty significant optimization right there already. But, you know, one of the things with, you know, Subnautica is it's a fixed map. It's a fixed size world. Whereas, oh, that's what it was. Okay, so by default that is on. I gotta wait for full terraformation. Okay, so it's not I made a mistake or something. I can go back to Humble using this mod. So it's definitely worth checking out if you like that. I remembered there was a thing for that. I just thought it was turned off by default is what the mod page said. Let me look real quick. I think I still have that up. Yeah, require full terraformation. Set defaults. Travel before full terraformation is reached. So... okay, so it's not saying that's the default. It's just saying that that's what you said. Turn it default. So apparently the default is, yeah, you gotta have full terraformation, which won't take that long for Humble. So, okay, I got my rocket. Now I need to... I gotta remember what all the other stuff is I was gonna build. Because I tried to keep the same loadout between runs. So we got the, we got one rocket. We'll have to build another rocket. Because I gotta make sure I have a way to get back. Kind of nice to have a way to get home, you know, when you go to a strange place. I'm gonna turn off that. I should be close enough. Oh, yep, I just don't have the energy multiplier fuse, so let's order some of those. I got money. Yeah, 4, fine. I want to just hang out for a while. I could wait for Humble to terraform, and then I'd be able to go there and get all my fuses from there. Ah. Okay, so I need that. We're gonna do... I'll just build everything kind of out here. So I'm taking, of course, a fusion generator. Actually, I took 2 this last time. Because I have more storage with the new backpack. So 2 fusion generators. I'll take 2 of the power fuses that come in on that one order. I'm gonna take the optimizer. Just because I'm afraid if I don't have it on the screen, I won't be able to choose to launch to another planet anyway. So we take the interplanetary screen. I'm going to actually take, you know, just the one locker because that's not expensive. I can get to that fairly quickly. I mean, a tier 2 locker. The holdup is the unlock. It's circuit board and super alloy. And once I kind of get going, I'll find circuit boards, either in loot crates or the little deconstructible thing. So not really a big deal to be able to make some more of those at the beginning. And again, I'm going to take 2 of the tier 2 extractors because they pull their target item, which gives me the availability to use all the different locations. But they also will pull other materials like the regular stuff. And since there's no ore crusher on this, on Aqualis, I'm assuming I should be okay without needing to do an ore crusher. Oh yeah, gotta do a drone station, and I need to, I don't know, I have to build that and then deconstruct it quick. I don't want drones hopping in there. See all those drones going to drop off supplies. All right, so put that there. So that'd be the drone station. And I need 2 drones to go with me. The 2 food growers. I can remember where they are. Let me just do that. There we go. So 2 tier 2 food growers. And then 1 eggplant seed packet, just so I have food right at the beginning. Not worried about taking an extra seed packet, just because I'm trying to keep it to the vanilla count still. But if I take the eggplant, that's usually the first one you need to start with anyway. And, yeah, just 2 fuses. And that's it. That's everything. That will go with me to the initial start on Aqualis, where I will rapidly scale up on stuff. So I just need fuses so I can build the rocket. So I have that ready to launch back. And yeah, everything else is pretty much good to rip out. Oh, inventory's full. What? Oh, I didn't even tell it to do anything. It's already grabbing some stuff. Forgot that this has sulfur in this area. And that one should give me more than enough power for even a good while. And then, you know, as I did on Humble and Selenia, I'll find more fuses. I'll get the stuff I need to make more optimizers. And at that point, you know, it's a no-brainer. I do need to see about probably at some point go into set up another launcher, another shuttle on Selenia, so I can do 1 delivering selenium here, which I already have, 2 delivering here, and then have 1 delivering to Humble, and then 1 delivering to Aqualis. And then of course Aqualis has got, I think it's phosphorus. We'll have to, or phosphor. So we'll have to deliver that here and other places. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, of course I have no trade rocket multiplier fuses here. Oh no, I do. I just was kind of out of range. Let's I'm gonna go ahead and set this up for specifically that. I'm kind of running out of my space over here that I was trying to keep. Not those. Where is it? I wonder if I don't have it unlocked yet because I haven't actually gone to the planet. That's fine. I'll just set it up to where it will go to Prime and deliver. And then all I gotta do is come here and turn that on. Let's see. Wait, no, not here. It was the... Oh. Let me, make sure. I don't know if that would actually... I hope it doesn't impact you being able to come back here with a different rocket, because the landing pad is already blocked, but, you know, just make sure. This. Aqualis. We get phosphorus, yeah. So, I'm gonna say that is not visible yet because I haven't made it there. So once I get there, I can, you know, come back here and set up the shipment of phosphorus here. I'm sure it's gonna be to do with, well, you know, there's tier 3 fertilizer, so I'll need that to do that. So yeah, I'll be shipping that here. May just set something up there, ship fertilizer here, you know, not have to deal with it. Tier 2 outdoor farm. I kind of definitely want to see that. And oh, that's interesting. It uses specifically Pestera seed for that one. Okay. And then of course the frog eggs. Get tier 2 farm, fish farm. The animal multiplier fuse, which I still feel like, because we only get certain tier 2 rockets, I still feel like the fuses are just going to be the easier way to go. And then tree seeds. Let's see how that tree looks in the end. And then the quasar quartz from there. I have already unlocked everything as far as the system, so this is just to unlock the stuff on Aqualis and, you know, those recipes, like tier 3 fertilizer and such. Yeah. Yes, please watch some of the other content beyond just Subnautica. I'm not a one-trick pony. I do more than just one game. Subnautica wasn't even like close to the first game I did. It was just the one that kind of kicked things off. That and The Forest for a little while did alright. But you can only play so much of a game before at some point, regardless, you burn out on it. If there's a way to see what your current percentage is for the terraformation. That would be kind of nice to have that. Let's see how much longer we got on this. Alright, what's the 2 minutes? I haven't even gone to all the wrecks here yet. So, yeah. Let's wait on this. We'll get less than 2 minutes. That rocket comes back. I build a new rocket here because I can deconstruct it for the supplies, and then I'll have 2 fuses to take with me. Actually, let's go ahead and take 3. I'll just take all 3 because I did order 4, so that'll work. Yeah, modding Subnautica does help, you know, especially the more involved mods like FCS. You know, if FCS came out and said, here's the wrapped up version of the, you know, the new FCS 2.0 mods for Subnautica 2.0, fully wrapped up, ready to go, I'd probably be okay with doing another playthrough with those mods and seeing what I can do. But you know, when you're playing with it partially available, you can only go so long before even that, you know, wears, and you gotta then look for some other mods. So, and it's just, you know, in the end, it's still overall the same play sequence. It's not like a complete, every mod's not a complete game overhaul, you know. That's why I kind of like some of the games that let you do, like, different scenarios, so you can, like, oh, I can play this one, well, now I'm gonna do this scenario and I'm gonna throw in this, or, you know, games that let you have custom scenarios where people can make their own, so you always get new things from, like, you know, community, much like mods. Got my fuses. Let's get this going so I can go to Aqualis. So I saw those supplies. Take all these. I'm pretty sure I got everything. Sure I got. Yep. Oh, and you know what? Before I go, I'm gonna eat and drink because I forgot to do that on Humble, I think. So I went in with a little bit less water value. Actually, I shouldn't even have to worry about that. The Aqualis is supposed to be a water world, so I should, depending on if it's got water right from the beginning or it's frozen everywhere and becomes water. Yeah, it should be like, this one's gonna be a little interesting. I feel like it's got to be just a straight water world because the new tier 2 wind farm, wind power generator, it has designed like a floating type design. Sub 2 is out the end of the month. Did they officially announce that somewhere, Be Tactical? Because I haven't seen anything. I mean, granted, I'm not constantly watching for stuff like that, but I haven't seen anything like that. Oh, we do get water right off the bat. How nice. Okay. Craft a veggie tube. I have no idea what it is, but, you know. Oh. Wow, yeah, definitely a water world. That is interesting. This makes me think of the game Total Annihilation. There were some maps that were basically like this. Like, you'd have a little bit of land and the rest of it was water. And the land is where you had all the, like, the mineable resources, where all the players, NPCs, would want to get there to have control of it. That's what it makes me think of how small the land setup is here. Alright, so I got that out, at least. I kind of like the idea of just... You know, I've built over water that was right next to land. Now it's kind of going to be like building over water entirely. That's an interesting island setup there. I feel like this is where I just kind of want to build. Like in the dead center right here. In the middle of this. That way I have some of the land around. Because proximity for... Oh, of course. That's where you get obsidian. You get, you know, from a clam. Totally. I find obsidian and clams all the time. Including beans. You know, beans is a really common thing that you get out of clams. That's an interesting choice for the loot crates. Instead of boxes, we get clams with beans and mushrooms and all that. Oh, that's kind of funny. Yeah, I think I just want to build in the middle, really. Let's just get some basic stuff going. Can I build on top of this? Well, officially, no, and I don't have iron right now. There. I know I gotta have another piece of iron. Oh, this definitely... I know selenium was supposed to be like the hard one. Because of certain, like, lack of certain resources. But this also seems to have somewhat of a lack of resources. Okay, so... 1, 2... 3, and where, there we go. Boom. Okay. Now I got power squared away. Let's do my extractors so they can at least. Oh wow. Okay, so I can't extract materials. What? So how am I supposed to get phosphorus? Oh, and you know. That whole having breathable atmosphere, I go back to forgetting to watch my oxygen. Once I was about to start having oxygen warnings, and I just completely was not paying attention. Alright, let's just put this here for right now. While I go get some stuff kind of organized. Yeah. Alright, I got oxygen. Let's go. Apparently go this way. Yes. Right, this way. To the end of the rainbow. Looking for phosphorus. So Nautica 2 has been pushed to 2026. You know, it's still going to be out before Arc 2. Because they seem to be more focused on DLCs still. And just rehashing an old game. Arc 2 is 10 years old, like I mentioned at the start of the stream. And we've got a new DLC, which is basically some Nautica style themed. It's underwater survival themed for Arc. To commemorate the 10-year anniversary of Arc. And we've got the Arc 2.0 version with the improved graphics and everything. And yet we still don't have a date for Arc 2. But they've already shown gameplay and cinematic stuff from it. And they paid Vin Diesel for his likeness. I feel like I'd be putting a little bit more effort towards Arc 2 if I was one of those devs. Okay, I'm almost on top of it. Okay. So I can't extract on this planet with the extractors. That's weird. Also can't seem to get out of the water. All right, see you, Bert. Yeah, so Nautica 2 is going to be out before a bunch of games. I've got half of my wish list is pretty much games that are to be announced right now. Games that I'm like, oh, that looks like it's going to be good. And some of them have been on there for probably going on 2 years since the game was first posted on Steam. And it's like, okay, do we not have at least a timeline now? You know, do we have like at least some kind of, hey, you know, generally we hope to get the early access or a demo out by this time. You know, I feel like that should like be a minimum for some things. If you go on Steam as a to be announced game, you got 2 years to at least put something up. After 2 years, your game gets removed from Steam if you haven't actually put up any kind of playable content. They're like, all right, you're not ready. Come back when you're ready. Okay, so I need to get supplies. Been working on this right. Yeah, I did not need that. I do need that. Oh, great. So do the clams just like regenerate? So I get supplies through them? As I can't. Yeah, nothing there. I can deconstruct the clam. So it basically is a storage container. I mean, there's golden clams. I really started to think I should have brought supplies for making a interplanetary exchange shuttle so I could bring basic stuff over here. Alright, I am at least going to... Oh, I got enough for that. So we can do that. Oh, I have enough for that. So you know what? We're gonna do that. I'm sure part of that is stuff that was meant for something else, but that's okay. It'll at least give me a bigger area to start with while I figure out how I'm supposed to get the supplies I need. Yeah. Actually, just go ahead and, well, I'll give me a start for a minute and then I can move everything. I do need to get some food going though. Water everywhere, but not a bit to eat. Can't even eat the clams. Magnetar quartz. Oh. Huh. Got that delay from the autosave again. Oh, do I just get like resources continually spawning in since it says it won't let me extract resources using my trusty extractors? Surely there's gotta be something I can do for generating supplies other than having to ship them. And I don't have a tier 2 rocket. I really don't have to fly back already just to get that sort of stuff. You'll be out at farm seeing sheep. Trying to cool them down because well, it's hot, you know. You know, probably if you shear them, that would help first, you know. Shear the sheep and then I just realized I did not pack any drones. I didn't bring any drones with me. Granted, I'm not doing very much production at the moment to begin with, so let's try this again. Why? Does not allow the extraction of minerals. Well, you know what? I am not satisfied with that answer, so let's just test and see if it will do it. It sees it as iron, but does it actually work? And you know, let me get this because I kind of want to see. What was it? Yeah, got those. So submerged, mostly organic, resources rare. Okay, so I should have brought something different here. So yeah, apparently I should just be setting up to ship stuff from here and not even worry so much about it. As far as really setting up anything here. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm just gonna turn around, set it up for mostly the phosphorus and shipment of tier 3 fertilizer. With all the open water, it definitely feels small in terms of the map. Like, it feels smaller than Selenia. You're in the car cooling down. Why aren't the sheep joining you in the car? Why are you not being friendly with them? Say, hey, come on and, you know, hop in with me. Cool down together. Maybe I'll get a tier 2 rocket engine out of one of these, and I can arrange to build my shuttle. You know, I might want to grab supplies while I'm out here for an oxygen base. That's the iron. That should be it. So I'll just go ahead and build. Grab some O2. You want a clean car? Are you saying the sheep are not clean? Are you calling them dirty? Maybe you should give them a bath. Give them a shear, give them a bath. You know, spa day. I kind of like, you know, dog grooming, you know? Take dogs to their groomers. They're going to get a trim, they get a bath. You know, it's a spa day. Granted, Timmy doesn't get much of a trim. He's already got lack of fur. His is not super long. He's short-haired. You know what? VeggieTube. Where's the VeggieTube? I need bottled water. I don't have ice here. And I'm not seeing any aluminum here either, so... yeah, I don't have anything for, like, getting started here. I feel like this is, honestly, a more difficult spot than Selenia. At least Selenia, I had a decent start with everything I brought. Here, I'm feeling like I brought the wrong mix of materials. Like, basically, this feels almost like, was it Skyblock? One of those for Minecraft where you literally start with, like, just this chest that's got items in it and, like, one block, and you have to try and build out everything from there. It's kind of what it feels like, in a way. Is like, here's your limited set of resources of these items scattered all around. You gotta get everything else on your own. You gotta figure it out the rest of the way yourself. And hope the clams like you. Right now, I'm not doing very well with the clams. I kind of feel like they missed an opportunity for some, like, underwater construction stuff here, too. Materials I'm getting. maybe I should have brought the recycler. So I could recycle stuff. Because I could recycle super alloy rod to super alloy and then into a little bit of aluminum for some stuff. I really feel like I'm just supposed to get this one kind of started, you know, and let it kind of just progress a little bit on its own. Like, you're not really meant to be doing that much here. Like Selenia, no resources than selenium. Here, the same thing. But where am I supposed to, like, set up stuff to harvest phosphorus? I mean, it appears to be a solid, you know, piece of material. It's not a, it's not a canister, so it's not gas, you know. Oh, we actually have a satellite wreck. Oh. Okay, that's decent. Haul right there. Okay. I think I cleared all of this now, other than the cheap materials. I need to go test. Wait, you know, that one spot for phosphorus is underwater. I believe the other spot, yeah, is also underwater. Like, that one's just kind of way out in the middle. This one almost has, like, it's kind of within at least proximity of that. Build here. I have a little outpost there to get that. I think I'll go. That's the... Yep, that's the right. That's the starting area. Yeah, see my little rocket platform. So we do get golden clams. I already asked if that was going to be the theme of we get golden clams here. I finally got some aluminum, so I guess I can craft that vegetube. So I don't remember getting any seed packets other than I think I got some more eggplant. I do kind of want to see if a forced placement of an extractor does work, though. Like on Selenia, you cannot legit place down the portal generator, but if you disable build constraints, you can place it down, and apparently that works here too. Oh, no, I did not target that. Why did you do that? I did not target that. That's rude. That is not what I was looking at. It's completely over to the side. Was not looking at it. Should not have dismantled that. Wish they would fix that. I'll push it further back. How about that? There. I was looking right at this. Oh! Did it again. That is frustrating, to say the least. Looking right at the thing, and it's like, no, you're gonna get this thing over here. All right, let's see. I got, yes, eggplant. That's, you know, one thing I do need. My I would be very helpful to have drones right now, because then they could automatically be harvesting. I do have a lerma seed, so all right, let's do a I have no ice either. Still. So oh, you know what? I forgot to, I could have brought like, oh, hey, how about that? I got those supplies. So I can get a lake water collector going. Okay, so that will help. That at least gets me something going in the right direction. Yeah, I know golden clams would be the same as the golden crate, so any crate, it doesn't matter if it's golden or not. The later your terraformation index, the better loot you get from anything. That's why I've got some regular loot crates on Prime that I've gone to and have gotten better loot than the golden crates. But yeah, I'm not going to be collecting anything from the golden clams until I can, you know, find them all. I don't know why the first steps would be craft the tier 1 vegetube when there's no ice around. Alright, grab my goodies. Make sure I can stay alive out here. Oh. Need some more iron. Lerma and that, yeah. I'll put this here so I can remember which direction to go, and might as well get my oxygen. Yeah, I need a different loadout for this one than what I brought. What I brought worked for Humble, worked for Selenia, does not work so well here. So honestly, probably what I would have done is I would have brought, depending on the amount of supply space I would clear out, because I brought these two. So if I did not bring these two tier 2 extractors, that would free up 12 spots. So I could have brought a tier 3 drill and a tier 4 heater with me. And have those already going and generating terraformation increase to help get other stuff going. Yes, I did not realize I'd be unable to actually extract anything here. So, yeah, fair warning. You haven't come here yet. You don't need extractors. They can't extract anything at the beginning. It's just kind of slow things down. I kind of wonder why so many people said Selenia, complained about Selenia being the hardest one, so the devs had to rebalance it, and I'm thinking this is definitely the hardest one, because you are much more restricted. Man, I got really great loot on Selenia. That's it. No. Thought I had a storm starting. I wonder if the tier 2 wind generator does anything as far as terraformation, or if it's just power production. Because, you know, you come in here from another planet, you really aren't going to need something like that for power. You can bring, use just one fusion generator is going to be so much more helpful than just being like, you know what, I'll just build a couple of those tier 2 wind farms there. good amount of phosphorus. Worst case, I'll take some back with me. Yeah, I still need a rocket engine, so I am missing that. Okay, let's go. I guess I can't. You know, I could do the heater. So we'll just toss it in the back. And I can get... Wow, okay. I'm going to do a tier 5 drill because I've got the resources from the clams. The clams favored me for the drill. Which is funny. I could do the drill. I cannot do the extractor, which is literally both of them drilling into the ground. One produces pressure. One produces ions. It's the same mechanic, but no, you can only do one of these. Alright, I got water, and that gives me... well, I have no aluminum. Let's get craft station going. Yeah, no crap. Okay, yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna get me... I need 2 magnesium. I'm gonna make a recycler so I can get supplies. I need by recycling other junk. Yeah, this is definitely not the permanent setup. I'll just go ahead and make this. Let's go put extracted, but it's recycled there, so I can dump stuff in there. You know what? Let me just go ahead and, for the moment, at least get me this going. I feel like I just need to go to one of the other islands and just loot the entire beach to make it look completely empty. So I have my basic materials right now. Like, I'd even settle for shipping in stuff from Humble and having to do the ore crusher. Yeah, this will be probably my last big base setup. I think once I get this to at least a decent point, I'm just gonna go on back to Prime and get some other stuff going, because I should be not far off from it, and I may have actually heard it. No, it did not get complete terraformation, but I should be well on my way with that. I have what I need for another... I can't remember where it is. You know, it helps if it's consistently the same spot. Actually gonna... When these are done, I'm gonna swap out for... Nothing! I only have eggplant seeds. Okay, never mind. I thought I got bean seeds somewhere. Alright, so seismic activity. Or we're no longer submerged. So instead of water filling in, we're basically raising stuff above the water. It's like Hawaii. We're gonna build it out of a volcano underwater. Of course, I get silicon. I don't have aluminum. Explosive powder. No, I probably should have brought something for that. Yeah, how am I doing? Here, we'll just do one. Okay, so now I have that. Got me a piece of aluminum. That says organic. Phosphorus, technically. Yeah, okay, so that's how I harvest it, is with that. Okay. So yeah, we got nothing for the extractors here. At least not at the moment. Can I make one of those? I didn't even look. 1 quasar quartz, sure. Okay, so find me 1 more piece of quasar quartz. We are setting up that first one. I still forgot to bring drones. That's another fail on my part for this one. Of course, no cosmic quartz or anything like that. Yeah, I'm assuming I should get that once we get the seismic activity going. You know what? Yeah, let's do the algae generator because it will at least, hey, you know, I can grab some algae right now, but the main thing is it's going to give me some oxygen, a little bit of plants. And it doesn't require fertilizer. I can also go ahead and do a grass spreader. Well, you know, we'll move it here where it's not spraying inside. And then that's what I need, 1 aluminum for that. I feel like that's where it should go. And I mentioned this on Humble, that it would have been kind of an interesting thing because we had such a large area for super alloy production on Humble that we didn't have the space confinement like we did on Prom. They could have made it where you didn't have a way to get aluminum at all, and you basically had to go and harvest super alloy and then recycle it to get aluminum. It would have been kind of an interesting twist there. I feel like this is a really good candidate for that sort of thing. Like, we end up getting a way to produce super alloy, and that's literally the only way we get other materials. And so you really would want to be here with, you got an extractor that's producing super alloy only, nothing else. And then you have your tier 2 recycler that's getting everything kind of like an ore crusher and taking the super alloy and recycling it to produce all the other materials. That would be a very nice twist off of the existing mechanics. I feel like that should have been done here if they didn't do that. I'm getting the feeling they didn't do it that way, but I feel like it should have been done kind of like that. That would just add such a interesting difference in the mechanic for here. If you had to use the tier 2 recycler to effectively produce your materials here. That's what it was I was needing the aluminum for. And I get me a water bottle. Apparently I used all those up. That's it. Seed Burma. Okay. So not great, but it is going to give me another little bit of a boost. Big tier 5 heater would be best. I just don't have explosive powder yet. Let's see. What I've been there. I've been up there. I know I went there. I went over there, so I haven't gone south. Can't tell which way it is. It looks like my arrow's looking a different way than it is. There we go. Iron, titanium. Alright, that's my 2 titanium. There's my silicon. I need, well, you know what, I'll grab it because I'll eventually need it. Big clam with a silk larva. Now, totally what you expect to find in the clam. Makes me, that makes me think, because I watched it the other week. I'm pretty sure, I think we've talked about this before. I know Jenny is familiar with it. But it was Return to Oz. You know, they did Wizard of Oz, of course, original. You know, and then they did Return to Oz back in the 80s. And it featured Fairuza Balk before, when she was a kid, before she grew up and did The Craft. You know, the movie about the witches. But in Return to Oz, right when she gets into Oz, it's one of those, you know, quirks of, you know, it's Oz. It's a lunch pail tree. So it literally is a tree where the fruits are little lunch pails like they would use at that time for the kids to go to school. And they would just, like, she unpacked, like, here's a sandwich and, you know, cookies or some fruit. You know, it's just that. And that's what the clams are make me think of with some of these interesting ingredients, you know, interesting loot options inside a clam. Like, oh yeah, I totally found beans in my clam last night, you know? I think I got everything I need to build a oxygen base. It's like, yeah, lunch pails grow on trees, just like beans grow inside clams. I guess I could get by on the whole, you know, clams produce pearls through, you know, that material, mineralization around, like, the little, speck of sand. But, so I could see, like, maybe the quartz or something kind of could become like a, oh yeah, this is biologically produced by clams, but I don't see clams making beans. Or bottled, you know, algae samples. You know, it's just, it's beyond the ability of a clam. Unless they're super clams. Who knows, they might be super clams. They might be secretly intelligent, and we just don't realize it. And they're just like, we're gonna help this guy out because he looks very pitiful, stuck here on our planet with, like, nothing. I know I need one more quasar quartz. Of course, I can't produce yet. But, you know, the clams are gonna be blessing me with one more quasar quartz, and I can at least start the collection of phosphorus from one spot. At least have it collected where I can go and grab it even without drones. I only get seed lerma. Not a single other seed. Just lerma. Oh, and then I get a trait. There we go. Quasar quartz. Okay. Gotta remember to do that when I get back. Yeah. Literally, seed lerma. Not a single other type of seed. Packet. You know. Open a clam. Pull out some honey. You know, maybe the clam had a bee in there. Got animal DNA samples in there. I love how I am already getting animal DNA samples in the loot crates, basically. Okay, so that's that chain I've already been to. Oh yeah, a little petri dish, totally natural. thing to find in a clam. Petri dish with bacteria sample. Ooh. That was a automated delivery. I saw the 625 value. That was an automated pulsar quartz shipment. So that is good. I finally noticed that one. So that means my humble money maker setup is still running at least. I am going to tweak that. Prime, I feel like other than boosting the trade value, the trade speed with the fuses, and of course continuing to max out each floor of my silk farm with production fuses. Beyond that, I'm not going to really expand that one anymore, but I've got so much room on Selenia. I can do a big bank of trade rockets there and just deck that out as my big silk generator moneymaker. So I do want to do that, but like money-wise, especially with that bug happening with the auto-sequence DNA right now, I kind of want to wait on that. So it will probably be... Oh, see if we can go the whole time today on here before I get irritated enough to head back and get supplies from Prime and then come back again. Ooh, actually, you know what? I could bring the supplies here for not the shipping. Well, I could bring the one for the shuttle to go. That's honestly, I'm going to say probably the better idea. If you are not starting fresh here completely, bring the supplies, which means that trade fuse for the delivery depot. Bring one of those and bring one of those here when you first launch to Aqualis. Have the supplies be ready to go back, because you will have to, you know, come... Actually, I can't remember if you can actually select... I think you can select the planet. Even if you haven't gone there yet, you can go ahead and select the planet in advance. If I am remembering right, then yeah, go ahead and select Aqualis on one delivery drone for your basic materials, iron, so forth, everything you need. Or, you know, you want to bring the supplies for a recycler, tier 2 recycler, and 2 drones. Actually, that would have been a good swap. Well, I was saying earlier, I forgot to bring drones, but, you know, if you remember, bring your drones. Bring the supplies for a tier 2 recycling machine. Bring the supplies for each of these. You set up one of those on Prime or Humble, whichever one is your main base planet, to ship super alloy. Just super alloy. And if you're doing the whole using, you know, pushing aluminum so your super alloy spot is producing super alloy rods, then you deconstruct to super alloy. Just ship the super alloy rods here. So you ship a full stack of 25 super alloy rods. The depot collects it. Your drones transport it directly to tier 2 recycling machine, which then deconstructs it, and your drones then transport it as both super alloy, just the raw pieces, and transport those right back in to the recycling machine. So your recycling machine is breaking down the rods and the regular super alloy to give you all the basic materials. You probably would want ultimately more recycling machines, but that, yeah, could be an interesting way to supply stuff here. Instead of shipping 25 iron and that's it, ship 25 super alloy rods and recycle them down to, you know, the iron, cobalt, silicon, all that. Just break it all down from there. Even if you had to do a 2-stage thing where here's the recycling machine that gets the tier, or the first recycling machine gets all the super alloy rods, that come in. Then you have a recycling machine or machines that get the super alloy and break it down to the regular materials. And of course, you always then still have like a spot where it transports some of the super alloy to storage for actual use. That might be what I do when I come back. I'm set up a trade system to ship basic materials here through use of super alloy rods. One tier 2 rocket engine is what I need. No, go ahead, throw that there. I think I'm about to start building a new outpost. Build my actual real outpost layout and move everything out from here. God, super alloy. Can I? Yeah, I got some circuit boards too, so. Oh, fantastic. I can get me some decent starting storage. And yeah, I'm just gonna put it right here in the middle. That's where I landed originally, so just gonna build it right out here. I don't know how high up things are gonna get, so I may throw in like some stilts for it, just so we feel like if we do get some stuff that also causes the water level to raise up a little bit, you know, it kind of feels like those oil derrick rigs like out in the ocean. You know, they're not like right to the ocean. They're up above because they got to accommodate for waves and the swell as things get, you know, the water level goes up and down, especially with storms. So I feel like that having this on stilts would kind of fall in line with that theme. We're gonna build it in case there's a storm surge. Even though I don't have any drones to manage that right now. Oh, it's a good thing I'm already getting meteor storms for supplies too. Let's see, which ones am I getting with this? Well, I see the aluminum, so we got some basic material, and I got hit. Okay, I'll go back. Oh, they're attacking my base. It's going after my goodies. I have not gotten a single packet of space food in this entire trip so far. I haven't got any space food. That's very out of character. At least the clams are not carrying space food in them. What? Why can't I not get in the door? I'll just toss it all in there for the moment. You know, that would be such an awesome utility for the harvesting robot as well, is that you could place it down and it would harvest loose materials like this, where literally all you're doing is picking them up. You're not mining. You're just going out and grabbing them. And that little robot got an arm for it. That would be kind of a nice utility. Be like, yeah, go on here and just start picking stuff up. If it's in your area, pick it up. You know, a litter bot. It wouldn't matter so much in Prime or wherever your starting planet is, because by the time you get to the point you unlock it, you don't need it for that. But when you go to one of the moons and such, like I am now, would be so useful to take that. You can be like, I'm gonna set it down here, and it's gonna pick up everything in this area. And then once it's done and it just sits there idle, you can then do the same thing. You move it somewhere else, let it collect everything in that area. Or wait for meteors to hit and have it collect everything there. Oh, I missed those. Or I got one, but not the other. Honestly hoping for more aluminum out of this. Now I'm thinking about it. Well, I did miss some clams over here. Thinking about it, when I get the recipe unlocked and I can do the tier 3 fertilizer, I gotta revisit what it is, but I'm thinking now I will, even though I'm gonna have my base there in that spot, just because it's centralized, you know, at some point, you know, I still gotta have some place to place down the platform so I can, you know, launch away and launch back to here. I feel like I want to set up basically a small production outpost either there or there. Just have my base here, and maybe ultimately I just move it out there. I don't know. We gotta see how everything develops in the end, of course, as terraformation increases. But one of these, I set up a spot that is going to produce the phosphorus. That is going to have then the setup for the tier 3 fertilizer. So you'll have, here's phosphorus production along with the tier 3 fertilizer being produced right there. And that way it's like, oh, well, phosphorus produced right here goes right into the tier 3 fertilizer production, and then have the shuttles there that are shipping both the fertilizer and the phosphorus as 2 independent items. Oh yeah, I remember what I took. That way, you end up having a full production setup, and it's focused around where the phosphorus is. Like, I moved my base in Selenia to right next to where it was like a good open area for selenium production, and now I don't have to, like, you know, I got everything in one little spot pretty much. Once I see some better land marks here, I'll do the same thing and figure out. I'll probably end up moving my base again. Just gonna say it. That's probably what's gonna happen. I'm gonna end up moving my base again, because I won't be satisfied with where I'm set up at initially. Doing plenty of power. Yeah, that. Yeah. Okay. So I kind of got my little command panel set up. See if my food is finished. Almost. Take that out. Take that out. Take that out. I'm going to actually leave that for right now. I really don't need these specific resources of this module. So I'll probably use that and throw some more heaters in as I can. That way I can have, you know, interior space for the heaters, but I'm not using up my actual interior layout for me to be able, you know, do my normal setup in production. Now I gotta remember what all I got. I know I grabbed these, and I need these going again. Since, yeah, that's the only seed packet I've got. Okay, I'll do the advanced craft station finally. I know I had that. I hear the sound of falling dew. And I did not eat the food I collected. Get it out of the way. I know I had... Oh yeah, let me transfer now. Oh, yeah, another storage thing, that's right. Just so I don't use it for something else, I'll put it here for right now. Like those, eventually water and food. Anything right here. So I am thinking that is so empty out there. It kind of feels like if something was going to come up, there would be like, oh, this is, you know, there's already sunken landmass down there nearby because we got that above the water's level. I've been up there and it was flat under these, so I feel like I want to just go up there. Plus it's closer to this spot. We'll head over here. I'll get that set up, and I'm gonna set it to go ahead and supply phosphorus, so I don't have to go back out there to tell it to do that. But yeah, I may end up just relocating everything right next to one of those phosphorus spots and just have everything concentrated right there, like I did with the selenium. Let's produce this here, produce the fertilizer from it, and then ship those off-world. And that's really all I'm going to need at this place. I don't have a lot of land mass to work with at the moment. And I have the feeling we're not going to get any, like, super massive, large, wide area of land mass. It seems like that would be kind of out of character for the world. But I don't have any massive area for producing silk or whatever. Guess I could do a above water floating cookie farm and do that just for the heck of it. Say we're gonna sell cookies from Aqualis. The humidity keeps them moist. The sales slogan, Aqua's cookies, where her humidity keeps them moist. And the ocean keeps them sweet and salty. Oh, come on. I can stand on it, right? I mean, I'm sitting there. Oh, yeah, something with the water here where it seems to not want to let you get out of the water sometimes. Okay, finally. Yes, produce this. Supply everything. Thank you. We'll look to see how many tokens I have in just a minute. I notice that other 625 payout right there. $289,000. It's not bad. Okay, I'm gonna fix this so I can have at least a... Oh, that did not work. I was about to say, it looked like it lined up perfectly, and then I go inside and see that it did not play nicely with me. Oh, finally, I got it. It's still, you know, it's got that gap, but at least it is right there. There. Easier to get up to. Alright, I am... Let's see, how much? I'm getting 28.5 from that versus the 3,650 from that. I'm actually getting more heat from the tier 5 drill than I'm getting from the tier 3 heater, so... I gotta see if I can get some explosive powder going. Or I'll just do some more drills. It's not the best in terms of heat, but it is better than what I'm doing with that. Ah, is that explosive powder? What? Ooh, yeah, let's do, auto crafter. I can at least have one auto crafter. And... yes, I've got some sulfur and iridium. So let's just do 3... if it will let me. If I got enough. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Take that. And I can build a tier 5 heater. Right on top. Because why not? Alright, that actually should be a nice little boost there. So I feel like I can probably go ahead and just take this outpost out now. That's just, you know, early game that works, but this stage, access to Earth stuff, that is just not sufficient. Oh yeah, that's like nothing. So the grass spreader is definitely the better option right now. I'll have to move some of this stuff out at some point. Those. At least get the basic materials out. Oh, we got the wind turbine tier 2. Okay. I'm gonna build it just because I want to see what it does. 1,305 kilowatt hours. Kilowatt. 450%. I'm assuming that's based on, of course, planet. It's getting a boost here because open water, so more wind. Yeah, 290. So it's getting a boost just from the planet itself, which means using it on Prime or something probably would not work as well. Granted, again, that did not add that much value to it compared to what I already have, so I can make better use of those bioplastic nuggets. I can use them for something else and it'll be better. Because, yeah, still perfectly fine. Seismic activity. Oh. I'm in the stage. I am not noticing anything starting to jut out anywhere yet. I'm assuming seismic activity means we should see shaking. Should just see stuff slowly pop up. Of course, I have the feeling that it's going to be the same as with Humble and with Selenia, where it should be changing the landscape. It should be rendering differently, showing some new island appearing and such. And for some reason on mine, it's not doing that. Could be one of the mods causing a problem, where I have to close the game and reopen it. So we'll get a little bit further, and if I don't see anything new suddenly appearing, I'm going to save and close out. Let's see. Can I clear that? Launch platform. That would be a very helpful way to boost my terraformation. Of course. Oh, I do have the super alloy. I only have so much of that, and it will take a bunch for, yeah, the... What? Oh, got something. There we go. We have rumbling, and we have steam. Let's see. Nowhere else. Okay. So it's just here, and of course the steam only seems to work if you're looking at it correctly. Oh, yeah, we hear that grating, like rock grating sound. So I gotta go check out the new island. And that is conveniently where my thing is. And it is a larger island. I thought that would be uncharacteristic for it to have a larger area. I mean, it's not a large flat island. There's at least that. Better not have destroyed my little harvester. I better be able to get to it. Better not lose that harvester. Yes, technically it can still work being underneath the island, but I feel like that should not be the case. So, that is a crystally clam. I'm going to leave that one because that, I'm assuming, would then be kind of the golden clam. And oh, we got this. Interesting extra set of resources. We got a water pool for eggs, frog eggs. Not seeing the basic materials here. Where's my robot? Okay, so I put it right where that marker was. I want to find my little robot. I think it's buried. I think it did not get raised up. Oh no, there's a golden one. Okay, so there, the other ones, well, it's got crystal effect to that one as well, but that's definitely gold. The other ones may be getting a coloration thing because of where they are and the way the world's rendering around it, you know, giving that little like hue change. I cannot find my little harvester robot. But if I wanted to get rid of it or relocate it, now I can't. I go back quickly. I thought there'd at least be basic materials here, but there's not. Someone's tuckered out. All sleepified. Tammy. Can you look up? Are you awake? I think his eye blinked. Oh, man. Oh, right after I moved my, little outpost thing. Oh, great. I'm dead. Yep, I did not get back in time. I died. Oh, great. I died. Right there! Yeah, I really expected there to be at least the basic items, but there's not. At that island. I didn't take anything for building an outpost. Ah. I'm gonna extend this down the rest of the way. So I can get a nice, easy drink of water. Now, this will take care of that. Go back, see if I can find my robot. If not, well, I guess it's stuck. It's part of the landscape now. So I feel that should have been something accommodated for. Like, oh, if they build something here, we're gonna shift it up, or we're gonna break it and have the resources just kind of laying around. So you can come back and get your supplies as long as you can find your way to that spot. Oh yeah, this rose up under it. That just gets stuck on the ground. Or this rose up under it and it broke it, so the resources are here. Either of those would make sense. Having it just get stuck in the island, I feel like that should have been planned for. And so maybe we're not going to do that. Maybe we'll fix it better. Oh, a different seed for a change. I got 3 seeds. How about that? Okay, I'm like right on top of about where my robot would have been. Oh, we got a cosmic quartz thing. Yep. I didn't get that on Selenia that I saw, so obviously this is the humble moon. Make sure not to make that confusion. This is the one associated with humble. Let's go ahead and do this before I get to. I built it pretty much right on top of this, so this has got to be where my robot is. It's in there somewhere. If I can glitch and see it. Oh, I got that glitch there. See that? Oh, let me get under here. Huh? Oh, okay. But not there. I'm gonna find a spot where I can glitch and see, I think. Well, at least the robot is configured correctly. It'll supply everything I need it to supply. I mean, look, this got moved up. Or spawned out. Akarnokd. I got those. Tree bark. I've got a challenge for somebody who has not come here yet. Take a screenshot of this right now. In the bottom left there, the coordinates. Come to here when you get to Aqualis. Bring some oxygen supplies or oxygen base. Come out to these coordinates right there, bottom left, and see if this debris is underwater here. I would like to know if it's underwater, as in it's there and it got lifted up, or if it is spawned in specifically as part of the island being spawned in. Do they incorporate it into the landscape before the island shows up, or is it just when the island shows up? I don't think about it. I may move my base out here. Gotta find my way back to my base in a second so I don't die, or find my way to the oxygen outpost, which I put in there we go, very plain view from the waterfront. Let's see what's up there. Okay, nice pool of water. Honestly, this is where I probably will end up moving my base, and I think I want to do something different this time. I want to actually try to be not just focusing on storage, capacity, space, setup, how I do my normal base type thing. I think I want to kind of build it up here where I build around the terrain and do it like using the stairwells for a change and stuff like that, where I've got a kind of, not a nice symmetrical base, but a very, you know, it's shaped around the landscape specifically type of structure. And, you know, because I can't exactly use extractors here, I don't have to worry about that. We have this. I'll wait and see what the last, like the other landmass looks like as it comes in, but right now, yeah, I'm kind of thinking that would be an interesting spot. It's like build up there with it overlooking, and then have like, oh yeah, here's stairs that lead up here, and it's like, here's this overlook, but then it's got side piece for stairwells coming down, and just do something kind of different with it. That might be like the big thing for this island, is to make it a different base design rather than focusing on any kind of money-making setup or anything like that. Okay. Without opening up the crystal clams, I think that's pretty much everything I can get, really. I need food. Somebody's dreaming. Yep, he is asleep. It's like, you know how cats will be doing the paws like that, making biscuits. That's what he's doing. He's in there pushing with his paws. I think he's trying to run. Of course, his paws are laid against the bedding, so he can't exactly run very well. Well, I guess he calmed down. He's done with his twitching for them. Oh wait, maybe he's about to start again. Yeah, he's got that little. Gotta go. It's like squirrel. I don't know if he's actually trying to run or he's trying to like get his food. Oh, he's awake. He's like, what? What year is this? Was that a good dream? Were you having a good dream? Go. Lay back down. Go back to sleep. Here, look up. Look up. Like, okay, never mind. I'm on camera. You're embarrassing me. I'm putting him on the spot. Alright, finally got some seeds from that island. So, I know I had the tree seed. Where, I need to see which one I can do. Tree spray fertilizer. I actually have tier 2 fertilizer. I need one more tier 2 fertilizer. Man, okay, that, Alright, I'm going to build it just so I can get the supplies quicker. Where's that? 2 of them. So, I think I'll wait till I can get enough for the tier 2 one, or tier 3 one, but go and do that. Get that going. And that gives me plants and O2. A little boost to everything. Oh, yep. There we go. Okay. You know what? I need a storm now. Just do water, food. I'm just gonna go ahead and get these set up the way I have been. And again, I haven't got any space food yet here, which is interesting. Like, not a single thing of space food. I'm not, there's no production here. There's no like big production of stuff. So I do not need a entire floor for tier 2 lockers. I think, honestly, I'm going to, yeah, take advantage of something different on this one. Do things a little differently. Of course, if I build this, the problem here is that it's a 2 wide and not 3 wide. But I'll do something like that here instead and build like another thing up top. Now, oh, I used all my circuit boards up on those. Great. See if I can do another. Well, you know what? Let me move this first, since I did that. Wonder if I can get 3 more explosive powder. If I can. I cannot. I got 1. So I am out of something. I don't have enough sulfur. Great. Yeah, I really should have brought stuff for those. Obviously, you don't need the vehicle here. Vehicle would be kind of useless here. 200 MTI. You know, it's not such a big deal. We got that. That's the one I just got some of, so I'm fine with those. It's interesting I can't, like, move to the side on it. Oh, it's because Quasar Quartz is right there at the end. That's basically getting up to full terraformation, which is not going to be that bad here. Alright, so we got seismic activity. I did get the 1 island. I'm assuming as I get further along, we'll get some more showing up. So I gotta get some stuff being produced. Go move this over here. If I had brought the stuff for the exchange shuttle and I had some drones, I could already be shipping phosphorus back, which granted right now I don't have any use for phosphorus. I just have a storage, something to store it. So I could be shipping phosphorus from here and then shipping or actually, instead of just automatically shipping phosphorus from here, I could have it fill up with phosphorus and then intentionally launch it with an order so it drops off the phosphorus on Prom and then brings back the supplies I need, so I could be making some of this other stuff and not have to worry about it. I need circuit boards, I need some drones, and I need that stuff. You know, I'll take the fuses with me. And I think I want to go back. I'm going to keep the earth stuff here for right now. But I think, yeah, going to do something I haven't done on the other ones so far. Didn't do on Selenia, didn't do on Humble. I'm going to go ahead and launch and go back, I think. Oh, I can deconstruct that one. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I want to go back to prom. I want to get... See, again, the rover is no use here. Because you're going to go under... Well, I guess maybe it's, you know, use on all of these. It's no use to bring it here. But yeah, I'm going to go back to Prime, grab some goodies. This definitely feels like it's more difficult than Selenia was. Selenia, again, I saw people were complaining about it being difficult, so the devs rebalanced it. The Qual is definitely more difficult because you really have nothing, like, anywhere. Okay, so I got that. I'm gonna fill up with some food. Water real quick and drop that off. Let's see, I probably should have got my recipe pinned for this, so I just can't go and pin it if I'm not here. Alright, I've got fuses. I really don't have to take them back because I can go and buy a bunch more energy multiplier fuses. So, and I've got enough energy multiplier fuses there, so I'm gonna take that back, take all those. It's basically just so I can make sure I have the supplies. So I've got a delivery depot here. Now I can set it to receive phosphorus. Yes, supply all. We pick a container for storing phosphorus. Yes, put it over by the resources it's used with. Demand phosphorus. Okay. So that will... I can now set that up to ship back. So to that end, I need to take delivery depot so I can have stuff come from here and receive. Actually, no. Hang on, let me rethink. I know I need this because I gotta be able to request items to there. I could set it up so I could just automatically, again, start sending super alloy rods there. Like, I've got a big surplus. I may do that. Set this up so I can take it there, have it receive super alloy rods, and go right into tier 2 recycling machine. So I can be at least generating that, and I need an explosive. Alright, so yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. That way I can just have the super alloy be collected. I am going to need some drones. So I'm going to take 5 drones. And rebuild 5 drones so I keep my 130. So that gives me a start for that. Because again, I'm not really producing anything there other than phosphorus. So really I just need it to take phosphorus and then take the super alloy for me. So I have those. So that will get me other resources through the super alloy. Taking the drones. They're in my pocket. I'm taking both those. I could take that. There's not much of a point right now because I cannot I can't use it until the terraformation is complete. I could take the supplies to build it at least, but it's just gonna sit there. Alright, so take 2 of those and 2 of those. So I gotta build 1 to get there and 1 to get back. So yeah, I'm gonna take Good thing I learned how to make solar quartz. I'm soon to be making that. I got the fuses, so now I need... Go ahead and take... Oh, no, I need that. Yeah, I need 4, because I gotta have 2 to build each one. So that should be... Build 1. And I should still have enough to build a second one. Over here. Yes. Okay. Oh, what else can I take back? Yeah, I'm gonna actually set this one to supply everything. So I can go ahead and send in an order for... You know what? May not do that many, but 60,000 for energy multiplier fuses. Oh, what else do I need? I need, you know what? I've got the 1 tier 2 tree spreader. I'm gonna upgrade it to a tier 3. Yeah, and I've got water. I've got the, you know what? I'm gonna take stuff for an algae generator because I will need that, I'm sure, for some stuff with the fertilizer. And I'm gonna take a beehive, tier 2 beehive, so it will produce honey and bees. I may not be able to build it yet because of the atmosphere, but I could take the supplies for it. Oh, and you know what? I built this playing around with it on Humble, and it was just I was already set up with my base, had everything kind of the way I wanted. I didn't see a need for it. Let's take the supplies to make a mega dome and see what I can do differently with the mega dome. That, like, can I go and build it and then use it to take advantage of the fact that I don't have the breathable atmosphere for certain things to work. Okay, so that's hopefully everything I need. If not, then you know what? Let's just see. Can I? Well, no, it's occupied. I know I had the. You know what? Let me just save. Save, just in case. I'm pretty sure it saves automatically anyway, because it's that like earlier right there. But hopefully, this is why I like the portal mod, because I get rid of this. This is like the whole thing wrong with Starfield is the constant cut screens. You know, this is not such a big deal, but the fact you have to do this every time you want to go back and forth, it's already getting annoying. I feel like the portals make sense. We should have already had that. Just by default, that is one of the unlocks we get, and we can build a single little portal thing, and boom, we have actually I've got 2 of them, so I'll get the other one. An easy way to go back and forth, just like an upgraded teleporter. You know, can even be an upgraded teleporter instead. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and just try it. Okay, so no, it's a beehive. Cannot build in here. I can go ahead and build it out here, so it's not restricting me based on atmosphere at the moment. But again, I can't build it inside, even though that's kind of like feels like what the Mega Dome should be for, is I can go and build inside. I don't know. Maybe we take the Megadome to the island up there. Yeah, I still kind of want to see what happens with... I feel like there's another island going to appear there. So, I may wait on that. No, I'll just dump all this here for right now. Just thinking, I wonder if kind of just a thought is I wonder if I could do like where's my drones? There. The Megadome and tie it in with this. Like, can I build that up to the Megadome so it's not snapping by the side, but like snapping to the front where that's like the path walking up into it? That'd be kind of nice. Just do something like that where the Megadome is like part of the just nice observatory outlook, you know, fancy area. Now we're gonna supply everything, and look at that water going in place. Okay, so I got that. You know what? Take all that because I probably should go ahead and build my return rocket before I mess up. Also, I need to bring that seed pack over here. Yep. That'd been bad if I hadn't been able to get back. I messed up and miscalculated, and I'd be stuck here. I'd have to definitely restore from the save point. This one's gonna go underneath, so I have it. What else was it? Beehive. What? Right here. For the fact that I do want to start producing bees. That is going to be the helpful part, is it'll produce bees. And I can then expand with the gardens and everything, the outdoor farms. Is it there? Okay, got that, and try something with this. We got stairs there, stairs here, and now what? No, I brought the supplies for that. Oh, no. What did I do that used up the circuit boards that I had? Because I calculated that out. I mean, I deconstructed them. It was built standing there, so it was... I had to use it for something. What did I use that on? Okay. 2 circuit boards. I used 2 circuit boards on something that I did not plan around originally. Oh, wasn't that? I didn't make any drones. Okay, I used up my circuit boards on something. Because I had the drone station, I dumped it into storage, and then after that I built a recycling machine, put it in storage. I used up those circuit boards somehow. And I have 5 drones I carried with me. So I didn't produce any drones. Where did my other 5 circuit boards go? What did I forget that I did? Because everything I deconstructed and put in storage and then brought with me. At least I'm assuming I brought everything with me. Maybe I left some stuff somehow. That's weird that it's specifically the circuit boards. So no, I had that. I had one of those. Had the algae generator, yeah. And I had the 2 of these. I built that. And I had the stuff. I still have the stuff for that, minus the circuit boards. And then the recycler. What did I do that cost me those items? That has nothing to do with it. I'm confused on what I did. And it's not that one, I know it, because I remember there was no circuit boards in that recipe. What happened? Did I just leave them there? You know what? I'm going back. Let's see if it... I don't think it auto-saved. I'm hoping it didn't auto-save. Since it did auto-save after I got back here. So I left my circuit boards somehow. And of course I have no nitrogen to make them. Okay, what did I build that cost me circuit boards? Not the drill. I did that before I went back. I didn't build anything except the stuff I brought. I brought that. I guess, did I leave some circuit boards? Like, I went there and I did this to collect everything. Did it not collect everything and leave some circuit boards there? Because that container is not set to supply or demand anything. And this is only demanding water, so it's not like it got taken somewhere else. I just lost circuit boards somehow. It's not cool. Welcome back, Jenny, to the stream, and glad you made it home. Alright, you know what? I'm taking this whole thing with me. We're going to go to the big island. I think I left my oxygen base there. Actually, I don't even want to do that yet, because there should be another island to the south coming in at some point. It's ideally probably right there because of that. Oh, there's a sulfur spot way out there. So obviously I'm going to get an island over there. Alright, there's a clear edge of the map. Okay, I'm going to... Okay, there's the other edge of the map. Okay, I'm going to treat that as the other edge. There's that. Yeah, okay. So we do have a sulfur spot, which is interesting. Because we're not supposed to be able to mine. And we can't mine. We can literally harvest it with the harvester robot. So the one thing I can get here now is sulfur. Beyond that. And again, I somehow lost the circuit boards I brought. We're supposed to be bringing. Yep, the whole point of the circuit boards was to help me produce certain things, and I did not, like, I mean, I had everything put aside for this, so, I mean, the drone station, I built and immediately took the supplies over there, so that was a separate area, so I have no idea what happened to those other circuit boards. Oh, you know what? Let me think. Nitrogen cartridges. I know mutagen tier 3 has nitrogen in it. And once I get these set up, I can actually get supplies back. What else do I have that? I mean, I guess I could sacrifice a couple of drones just to get things running like they're supposed to be. Because that was the point, is to start shipping in. And I did not set up a shipper there for Super Alloy. Ah. Okay, I forgot to do that part. So. Oh, man. Idea. And I poorly executed. Not demand. What I'm doing is supposed to supply everything. And no stacking on that one, which is fine. So it should get. The idea would be get that, and then it recycles, and then it starts processing everything separately. Except something happened to my circuit boards. I need at least those two. If I, you know, I'm gonna take 2 drones. I'm just gonna have to sacrifice 2 drones, and I'll order in some more. There we go. Or something else messes up. Ordering this setup. Okay, obviously that's not gonna help. Prime. I am gonna go ahead and get. I've got it making circuit boards now. 15. Surely the drones are a shippable item too. Actually, no, I won't do that. I'm just gonna get the supplies I need for the drones. I just use circuit boards, so I could just get circuit boards shipped. And then, you know, we'll just do the rest as super alloy rods, because that was the idea, to have it automatically delivered to here and then get sent inside. Had a good plan, I messed it up. What's next? 200. We're getting close to that. We'll get that one. I kind of at least want to get through this part so I can see all the islands, hopefully. I feel like at that point, I should have the islands fully spawned in, the new ones. Once we complete this stage, which won't take much longer. And once I get that back, which I do have some explosive powder. Oh, wait, that's right. That's the drones. I recycled some drones, and yeah, not gonna do that. We'll wait. That's the one explosive powder I had, the 2 I just recycled. So I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot right now doing that. I can go ahead and do another drill though. So get another one of these, a little bit more. And then I'll have I have transport now, so I can get the supplies I need. Again, I'm just going to do it because what's the point of shipping in? Here's, you know, it's 25 items. So here's 5 iron, here's 5 cobalt, here's 5 this to get general supplies. Why not ship in 25 super alloy and recycle it? Or in this case, because I've got everything set to produce super alloy rods, especially in a large amount, why not ship in these super alloy rods, 25 of those, that converts to 225 individual pieces of super alloy ore, which then recycles into all the 6 major ones, you know, the aluminum and the other 5. And then I now have a way to get sulfur somewhere over there, which I'm thinking might end up being a case of there's another island going to pop up somewhere. We should hopefully, because I did save and reload, or reload my save, it should hopefully react properly when we get the southern supposed island, which should happen very soon. 420 seconds. And we got regular storm. Still so confused though. I don't know how I did that. Unless well no, I had the cosmic quartz, so obviously deconstructed that. I had the cosmic quartz there and the rocket multiplier fuse, so I deconstructed that. I don't know what else. I thought about bringing that, I just didn't do it. There's no point. I'm not even close to being able to activate it. I'm still confused on how I used some of that. Those circuit boards up. And I had nothing that I built that I could think of that would have used them. Yeah, I'll assume seismic activity would involve all the islands appearing. Seismic shocks. Okay, so we maybe have to wait for that for the second island to appear. Okay, that's fine. That dome will sit there until I get the last island. So I've got insects, I've got plants being produced, I've got oxygen, and that. I still have only the seed packs for eggplants. I'm producing honey and bee larvae now. Let's see. You know, I'll just set this up. Give me some high quality food. Then I'll worry about you know, since that works, I might go ahead and get me an outdoor garden or outdoor farm going next. So I need the fertilizers. So if I can get those on the next shipment order and get all that set up. Yeah, that's the. All right, as already mentioned, training wheels fitted. So you know, Southern Island. I would feel like that would be a spot for another island appearing over there at some point, and obviously that seems like the next candidate for the Southern Island location. Still hasn't finished, but I got tier 3 fertilizer now. Great. 1 GTI. Multiple vegetables. But it still says 1 vegetable seed, so you still put 1 in. You can't put like eggplant and beans in one farm and grow both. And of course, then that for insect levels, fish levels. Oh, hey, now I can scroll. That was not showing there previously. Okay, so power generation wise, this doesn't show if you take away the low tiers, because that is better power. Even though the tier 2 nuclear reactor still shows. I'm feeling like this is what replaces this. And then this is just separate because of the original cost of pulsar quartz, which was a lot more rare in a prior version of the game. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not even like that concerned with this world right now. Like this, you know, other ones I kind of left right at the end as I was getting to that final terraformation stage. Was like, you know what, it can roll on its own. I feel like I just want to do that for this one for most of it. Like, I'm here for phosphorus and the unlocks. And I technically have phosphorus already set up because I've got a robot that I'm now wondering if it got destroyed. Possibly. Technically, if I could get another one of those built, I can go ahead and have one that's launching to Prime to start delivering phosphorus. So I've already got the receiving depot set up. So I could, yeah, literally just get it set up and then leave. And just come back later and see everything already, you know, the map already changed fully and not have to deal with it. You've been playing, I know you've been playing Dune. You mentioned that supermarket sim last week where everybody was trying to chime in on what to name your supermarket. I actually started playing Starfield again to give it another try. And this was prior to their measly discount to $40 for the Steam sale. I just decided, you know what? This is one of those games that should have been amazing, and let's just see what they fixed after the massive flop that was the initial launch. And the best stuff Starfield does, or what Starfield does best, it does mediocre compared to existing other games, even games from that are not AAA studios. It still is in my opinion, a $20 price tag is where it should be legitimately placed. It should have been dropped to $20 for the Steam sale, because Jedi or Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Let me make sure I'm thinking of the right one, because there's two of them. And this is the second one. Yeah, Star Wars Jedi Survivor originally came out. It was $70. Is the exact same price as Starfield. And they've actually dropped the price now to, or I had a thing where you could get, for some reason it was showing a slightly different one. But yeah, if you go buy it, the base game is $70. It came out 2 years ago. April 27th, 2023. It is, of all-time reviews, sitting currently at 69% positive rating on Steam. Okay? Starfield came out September 5th, 2023. So, May, June, July, August, September, you know, not even 5 whole months later. So, 4-month difference. two games at the same price, Starfield and Jedi Survivor, both $70. Starfield is currently sitting at 58% positive reviews. Star Wars Jedi Survivor has been repeatedly put on massive discount sales to the point that during the Steam sale, it was $20 because they are trying to get more people to buy the game and play it despite the underwhelming response from it and the problems with it. Bethesda did not do that discount. They should have done that same discount. They should have made Starfield $20 during the Steam sale, at which point I would say, you know what, for $20, it's worth it. It's worth $20. But beyond $20, you can spend your money on a better experience in a multitude of other games, even if you're looking for a space game. And playing Starfield, the best stuff it does is mediocre in comparison to other games. One of the better things it does do in general is the combat, though the combat is very repetitive. The enemies run the same kind of pathing typically. And once you get your weapons kind of tweaked a little bit, like especially sniper wise, I'm seeing they're headshotting, quietly quite a few enemies, even up to a decent level, without a very big, powerful weapon. We finally have the new island, or another island, so we're not waiting for seismic shots. We got it. We got something else coming up. But yeah, Starfield, the base building is absolutely awful in Starfield. Let me tell you, I know I've seen people kind of going back and forth in this in Reddit, Steam, in videos where people are saying, I think the problem is not that the building system is bad, is that people aren't creative. And they'll show like their base, and from the inside, the base looks good. The interior design is nicely done. From the outside, it looks like a jumbled mess, in my opinion. It doesn't look good. And part of that is because of the way certain things have to be put together in the game. You can't snap this item to this item, but you can snap this item to this item instead. And you've got some really it's basically, it makes Fallout 4's outpost building look good. And Fallout 4 is generally considered to be not a very good experience in terms of base building, like the mods and such for, tweaking things in Fallout New Vegas. Most people say Fallout New Vegas has the best base building of the whole series so far. So it seems like they just keep going backwards. And honestly, from the base building standpoint, there are games I've paid less than $20 for that outdo Starfield in terms of base building. Base building is a pretty big headache in Starfield, and I am not at all enjoying it. It's, basically, I want to stack these together. Here, stacking in this game, buildables, is way better than stacking buildables in Starfield. You'll be looking right at the thing, and it'll paste it to the side. And then you'll move just a little bit, trying to get it to line up there, and then suddenly it jumps, and it's on top, but it's halfway off. That is one of the worst parts of the game, is the outpost building and the way they handled those mechanics. It really is like the people who were involved with that programming never played a base building game. Like, they literally just watched people play it one time. Like, here, watch 30 minutes. You're watching these people play this base building game live on Twitch. It's a live stream. You don't get to look back at it again. You just got to go with what you take notes on. And then you're going to build our entire Outpost series system from that. That's kind of how it feels like. Like, the people who were involved with that should not be working in the gaming industry. Should not be working as game developers, because they did a horrible job with it. I don't see how anybody could have greenlit the outpost building mechanics for Starfield to go as that was production level. It is absolutely terrible, and it's still a case of it is just a horribly inconsistent game. Case in point, prime example. The biggest complaint's the constant cut screens. And yeah, that happens a lot. It's not even so much the cut screen. Sometimes you get a cut screen when you're landing. Sometimes you don't get a cut screen when you're landing. It's not consistent. You'll get this cut screen to land on this planet that you've been to dozens of times before, and then the next time you land there, you get no cut screen. And then you'll go to a brand new planet and you'll just land, no cut screen. And then you go to another new planet and you'll get a cut screen. It's inconsistent on when it actually triggers a cut screen. The second part is if I was to go to the map, and let's say, okay, I'm here at the map and I go and select, oh, we got something, a new spot here too. That is not the same, or is it that same spot? Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's all over here. Let's say this is another star system. So I click here. And then it zooms in and I'm like, okay, I want to go to this planet, and I can select, and again, talking Starfield, I can select this landing place, which is, like, let's say I'm in Seoul, I go to Mars, and I go to New Cydonia. And I click. This time it will land me there. And I might get a cut screen, I might not get a cut screen. The next time I asked to land there, and it will say land. When I tell it to jump and land there, it jumps me to the system in space above Mars. And I have to then tell it to jump again. I have to go back in the map. I have to then zoom in, go into Mars. I have to say, go here, land here, and then it lands. But then the next time, it'll go straight there. I'll tell it the same thing. I want you to land here. And this time, it goes right through it. And the next time, it will just randomly decide to have me stop in orbit. Now, some systems, that could be attributed to you're getting scanned for illegal cargo, for contraband. But that's not the problem here. That's not what's happening. I'm going to systems where there is no contraband scanned. There's nothing like that happening. I'm literally clicking on a system, going there, saying land here. This place I've been dozens of times already, and it's a toss of the coin. If I go straight there, or it decides to stop me, give me an extra stop and put me in orbit above the planet instead. No cut screen or no interaction. It's not like I get put in orbit and I'm being attacked by pirates. Or, again, it's happening in systems where there is no contraband scanning. I'm just being dumped. Either I get to go straight to where I told it to go, or it stops me like 2/3 of the way. That's the thing. And it's not consistent. It's pretty much when you choose where you want to go, take a coin, toss it, heads or tails, and you've got as much chance of knowing from the coin toss what the game's going to do. That is massively frustrating, because I'm sitting there, go here. I literally just went there 5 minutes ago, go here. And then it's, here, we're stopping you in orbit. Great, now I gotta hit map. Now I gotta go back into the system. I gotta choose that planet. I gotta go back there and tell it to land here, and it will sit there and have me somewhere on the planet where I have to rotate the planet to find the landing spot. It's like you just added the extra steps to reselect everything, and now I gotta go through another fast travel interruption for something that sometimes just works right. It's a very incomplete game. It's immature. It's definitely not full release quality at this point. There are so many flaws in Starfield. I cannot believe it's a Bethesda product at this point, because it's like they just slacked off as much as they could on it. Like, just get it out and we'll just charge it and promote it, and we'll pay for all these positive reviews from all these online publications and such, talk about it's 9 out of 10 and 10 out of 10, and then the players get it and it's like negative, 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 positive, negative, negative, negative. I mean, you know, if there's a game to look at for a great example on that kind of thing, it's No Man's Sky. Because they were so... like, they were down to like 63% positive rating at one point, I think, during the like 1.0 period, kind of leading into 2.0. And look where they are now. You know, they have continued to release one major update after another. Some of them are basically full DLCs for free for years. To where we're, what, 5.0, 6.0 now in the game, something like that. We've got expeditions, we've got, you know, base building, ship customization, you know, we've got ship building, interior building on the capital ships. We've got settlements. They've improved on the settlements further in the recent update. I mean, they've added so much stuff to that game, which is normally $60. That, you know, if you're gonna spend $70 on Starfield, I'm sorry, I was dumb. I should not have bought the game at $70, because that $70 could get you No Man's Sky, which has so much more content to it, so much more development behind it, and stuff to do in it, and you'd have $10 left over, get you a milkshake or something, you know? Go get yourself a nice treat for when you start playing. I just cannot condone paying anything above $20 for Starfield in its current state. And I know there's some people that post reviews about how great the game is. You know, for me, it's the base building is the biggest killing point of the game. That's why I play games like this. I like the base building. I like the creativity. It reminds me of being a kid and playing, you know. You modern kids, you little whippersnappers that have iPads and Xboxes and such now to play with when you're 5 years old. You know, when I was 5, we had Nintendo and Atari. I remember playing Pong on the Atari when I was really little, and then my parents got me a Nintendo. And, you know, Duck Hunt, Super Mario. I remember playing that stuff. But I still went out and played. You know, I had Legos. I had G.I. Joe and He-Man and stuff like that. And, you know, the play part wasn't like, oh, you're just, you know, like Super Mario. You're playing, but you're following a routine. G.I. Joe, you got an action figure. You're sitting there coming up with everything, you know. You're creating it out of your own mind, and that's why I like the base building games, because you get to get creative and you don't have to build something in a prefabricated way. You can go and customize it. Now granted, this game you do have prefab structures, but you can, you know, assemble them how you want. And Starfield just doesn't have that kind of quality to it. It just really doesn't. It's just lacking in so many aspects of the game, and one of those is the outpost mechanics are just really, really poorly done. Again, like, they put people on it that had never played a base building game. They were told, watch some Twitch streamers play these games, and then based on this 30 minutes you get to spend watching these games, go build out the base building part in Starfield. That's really how it feels. It is. There's so many quirks and things on there. Like, again, the snapping is headache inducing in that game at times. And even the best outpost designs I've seen as far as external design, interior design, I've seen some really nicely done stuff. I've seen stuff that looks better than the Bethesda designed outposts that are, you know, NPC outposts in the game. I've seen some players create much better stuff and post it on Reddit, but I have yet to see anything that looks that good from an outside standpoint in terms of outposts. There's always something you gotta do to clip things around, do it like this, get it to fit here, and it just never, you know, what I see in other games, it never stands out against other games in that aspect. Honestly, again, the combat's decent. It's repetitive and it's very predictable. So it's not great in terms of first-person shooter. If that's what you're looking for, there are much better games out there that are much cheaper for that first-person shooter style. And even there's other space games that are much better. If you took the combat quality of Starfield and added it to, say, Empyrean Galactic Survival, I don't think anybody would even consider Starfield versus Empyrean. Because, well, that Empyrean would need the combat and would need the NPCs, like, set up more of the way Starfield has it. There's some cases where it's very cluttered feeling in Starfield. Like New Atlantis is a pain to get around on foot. It's so big that you have to fast travel, so you're constantly doing that. Here's an interruption to fast travel. Okay, did this. Here's an interruption to fast travel. Did this. Here's an interruption to fast travel. You know, get rid of the super massive size part of it and use like the more NPC density interactions in Empyrean. And I feel like most people would be able to say, go play Empyrean. It's cheaper. And if you want a space game, that's what it is. Because, you know, you get so much more in terms of building and capabilities in Empyrean. Don't want to learn the mechanics of making a complicated base, building a complicated ship or hover vessel? That's fine. You got the workshop. Go right in there and just choose a pre-made design and start building it in your little workshop thing and spawn it in. They've got it covered for people who don't want to spend the time to get super creative. They also got it where you go share your design. So you could go and share your design with other people, and other people can download designs from other people, and it gives a better community stance on that. You can't do that in Starfield. And then you have actually forgot that had come back. And then you have, like, I mean, the base building, the ship building, the capabilities with the ships, everything. Just from it being a space RPG game, there's very little actual space activity in there. Yeah, you occasionally fight in your ship with other ships, and you can board a ship with your ship, assuming you don't ram into them repeatedly trying to get in position to board them. You can apparently fighting space too, like out in person. I haven't got to that happening yet, but all that's been done in Empyrean, kind of, you know. I mean, you can fighting space in Empyrean, you can board other vessels and space stations in Empyrean. That's already been done, and honestly, Empyrean did it better, in my opinion. It's just the graphics are not there, and again, the combat is repetitive in Empyrean as well. But, you know, for Starfield being a space game, you don't actually land or launch from the planets. You cut screen, or, you know, no cut screen, just, again, random. This time you cut screen, this time you don't. It's fast travel. Empyrean, No Man's Sky, I believe Space Engineers, there's others. You know, you actually fly off the world through the atmosphere into space. And then when you want to land, you fly from space through the atmosphere down to the planet. When you, in Starfield, you land on a planet, you're not landing on a full planet map. You are landing in a section. Say something like this. This is, like here, we have a section of the planet. And I can explore this entire grid, this big square that I am landed in on the planet. But I cannot go outside that square. I can't take my little rover and go drive off that piece of the map. It's a section of the planet, and if you want to go to a different section, now you gotta basically go back to the map, tell it to land here. And then it's toss the coin, heads or tails, if you're gonna see a cut screen or not see a cut screen of landing. So there's no continuous planet map. You get that on Empyrean, you get that on No Man's Sky. You know, some of the worlds in Starfield are apparently randomly generated, but there's quite a few that are static because they are built off of actual NASA, you know, documentation. You know, what we know of these planets like Mars, the moon, things like that are actually built around the real object. And that's cool. That's a nice little bragging point. We modeled Mars in our game to match actual Mars with what we got from NASA. Cool. But you spent too much time and effort on that instead of fixing other problems that actually improve the gameplay, other than just giving you bragging rights to say your game does this and nobody else has a game that does that. You know, the graphics don't make the game. Minecraft is the prime example of that. Minecraft is not the most graphically, visually intensive game, and yet is one of the most popular games in the world. Roblox is popular. That's not a massive graphically intensive game. I mean, you're talking, you know, you don't need to focus on just nice graphics and visuals for a game to be good. You need to focus on the gameplay, and unfortunately, Starfield does not focus on the gameplay as much as it should. It's nice visuals, which, you know, some of it is the details. Of course, you need a better system to run the higher quality. And then their part of it is the details they went to on the planets, which is, again, a cool bragging right to say, we did this, nobody else did it. But that also just means a lot of the planets are very nondescript and don't really have much going for them. You know, you land in one little planet map area, you might have 3 really worthwhile points of interest, maybe 4, in a map area as big as this one for just one little section of a planet. And until you can unlock the rover, you've got to go on foot or use your jetpack. So you got a lot of walking. Fortunately, on lower gravity planets, that means you can jump and use the jetpack to kind of help you float along at a faster pace without running down your stamina. Once you get the little rover, you can actually use it to fly, because it's got its own, it's got afterburner for speed, and it's got jet thrusters for lift. I've been using it like on Pluto to get around, where if you time it just right, you can actually max out your altitude where you cannot use the thrusters anymore. And I float over the whole landscape from point A to point B. Which, okay, that highlights another thing. For some reason, the altitude limit for your rover to be able to use thrusters is well below the height limit of part of the map. There are places where I have been half the height level of the mountain range I'm trying to go past, and that's the limit I can use my thrusters on the rover. I can't thrust to go any higher in the air than this, and then the mountain's like twice that height. So there's a lot of stuff. Again, it's been out for, it's coming up on 2 years now in September. So in 2 years, I thought, or almost 2 years, I thought they probably would make some good improvements, and they haven't. Again, bundled, you know, go back to No Man's Sky. Look at all the content in No Man's Sky. The base building is so much more expansive in No Man's Sky than what you get in Starfield. No Man's Sky is $60 for, let's just say, 3 of the major 0.0 updates were DLCs, basically. DLC-sized updates. You didn't pay anything extra. You just bought the game. You got it for free. If you buy the game later, they're included. So it's $60 for everything with the game. Or you can go buy Starfield for $70. Spend another $30 for a small side mission DLC. They should have released that DLC for free, considering how bad their reviews were. I mean, I would say we've got to at least recoup some of our, like, we look bad, you know? So we need to at least recoup a little bit of our cred. So let's just make this DLC free as part of the game. They didn't do it. They should have done that. They didn't. There we go. I'm going to set that. And then we'll supply that. There we go. I forgot all about that part earlier, so there's that. I guess we got the last map area opened up now. Maybe not, I don't know. I really kind of just, I'm not liking this map as much, just because it's much more restricted than I got the impression for this compared to Selenia. And again, I feel like, actually, let me do this. I want to see if my drones start working. Yes, okay, so I do have a robot still producing phosphorus that I cannot... Oh, wait, no. Wait, never mind. They're taking it out of there. Okay, let's see if they get all this. You know, I'll save them some trouble. Yep, okay. They should. Yeah, there we go. Okay, they are going out to my remote harvesting robot that is over there, buried inside the island that I can't get to. So they are going to, it's still working. I do have production there. If that's the end of it, that's the only thing else that's going to appear. If we're not going to get anything like in the upper left or lower right, lower left, then that's the map. I feel like I don't really need to do much else here. I need to, ooh, I need a cosmic quartz. I need to do another one. I need to have one of those so I can request stuff. Like the, well, actually, I don't need to, I got that. So I need to set that to start shipping back. And then I can always, well, I've got everything I need there. So let's do the microchip. No. Okay, so yeah, can't do that because terraformation requirement. I think that's a good default. I'm gonna leave it like that because to me that makes sense to make you have to at least get that point before you go back and forth. All super easy. That just means I need to set up some stuff, keep this going before I leave, and then I pretty much can just say, that's it, I'm going back. I'm going to stay on Prime, or work on Selenia, work on Humble, build up my bases, build up my production, while this will be receiving super alloy rods and supply everything. So that will receive the super alloy rods and put them in there to basically provide all of the resources I need. Along with, see, I'm getting aluminum, then I can always break down more of that to get more aluminum. So that will help. Yeah, I'm gonna relocate over there, I think. Oh, just like that. That's just so rocky, and well, maybe that spot. I'm gonna take a look over here. I know I was through that area. I don't know if I went through there. Yeah. I see. funny enough, Skyrim for Bethesda is one I could never get into. It just, you know, maybe I didn't force myself to keep playing past the, you know, through the boredom of it, where I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm stuck kind of talk to this person. I really kind of just want to get moving. I really wanted to use it on my Steam Deck, and unfortunately, I just could not get into it. I loved Morrowind. What was that, number 3? I loved playing that one back in the day on Xbox. But I haven't been able to get into Skyrim. You know, I played, what was that one I played on stream before that we did? Actually, I think I did it twice. Because it was like, people said, this is Fallout in space. And, you know, before Starfield was a thing. Outer Worlds. Honestly, you know, that is not far off from what Starfield ended up being. In terms of the fact that you don't actually fly off a planet, you just get a cut screen where you leave the planet, you go into space, you travel from here to here using the map. It's fast travel. The Outer Worlds is really not that far off in overall gameplay styling from what we got for Starfield. Still, you know, would actually pick it before Starfield just because it actually has a more engaging and polished style of gameplay. And honestly, the combat in that is predictable. There's like a linear path, like a linear approach, like how the NPCs operate, but it's not as bad as Starfield. And that Starfield's really, you know, the combat itself is not terrible, but it's not amazing. It's, again, it's not, it's kind of, once you get used to it, it's very straightforward. You're like, okay, yep, they're gonna come here. Oh, I do this, and they're gonna go this way. Boom, there you go. It's like that. You know, there are points where it's like I'm trying to do some base building in Starfield, and because it's so frustrating compared to something like this game, I just, you know, like, you know what, I'm not even gonna base build right now. Let's just go shoot some guys, because this is bugging me, and I just want to go and blow off some frustration by shooting some enemies. Like, there's that advantage, I guess, that, you know, dealing with that frustration, I could go and just do that. But, you know, looking at the time I put in so far on Starfield, this play session, and I did start completely over. Honestly, I feel like I could got more out of it if I'd done like Satisfactory, which is a space game. To be fair, you land on another planet. You just don't go into space. You don't travel through space. You land on the planet. You're, you know, there setting up, you know, factories. The difference between Starfield and Satisfactory in terms of why I would choose Starfield over Satisfactory to play is because I cannot dedicate 3 or 4 hours in one go at a time to play, except on like a Saturday or a Sunday maybe. And usually I got other stuff I want to do too, or I'll get to a point where I don't want to do, like I just want to take a break from that, do something else, or not even game. Starfield lets me play 10 minutes, 30 minutes, you know, 2 hours. I have multiple places where I can readily stop, even if I'm trying to do an outpost build or a rebuild, you know. But if I'm doing something in Satisfactory, there are times it's like I can't, you know, because of something I'm trying to plan out and get the supplies together, or decide how much I need of this and that. I cannot, you know, I can't do it all in one session. There's been some builds I've done where I spent probably 2 or 3 hours planning and testing, trying to get the layout the way I wanted, you know, as like on a practice spot, and then going and calculating, okay, if I'm do this many of this and this many of this, how many of this, and literally, you know, text document, spreadsheet, calculating out the flow values and everything. I've had projects I spent more time testing and planning than actually building. And, you know, some of those were probably 10 hours total for everything to plan and build the project. And, you know, it's just one of those, I'm like, if I'm in the middle of it, I'm in like the flow of thinking about it. You know, it's just like working on like some other project, like doing something at work. If you get into the flow, when you stop and interrupt, it throws you out of the flow. And that's the one advantage there on Satisfactory is that I can instead you know, or the advantage of Starfield is I can just, you know, play for a short time. You know what? It's not gonna, I mean, if I'm doing a little NPC outpost and I gotta take down all these guys, I can't quit in the middle of it, but it's not gonna take more than 20 minutes typically for an outpost, even the bigger ones. So, hey, I knocked out this outpost. Great. And then, that's it. I don't have to worry about it. You know, I can go on to, do whatever else I need to do. I want to stop, go watch TV, or stop, just take a break, and stop, go exercise. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, I can stop. It's not going to throw me off because I'm not having that much of a, you know, having to be that. I don't have to get back into the focus, to the groove of things. But Satisfactory, you gotta kind of, you're gonna have to get in that mindset, be thinking about your project that you're building, you know, planning out. You gotta be able to sit down and commit to what you're working on at that moment. And that's just, it's not something I can always do. So one reason why I don't play Satisfactory right now is because I would have to commit to so much time. You know what? Let's just demand. And then we'll do super alloy. This is not permanent, it's just to give me a space for these. And then I'm gonna do, and this is gonna be lower priority. So when that other one fills up, this will then become the failover. And then that's really all I need. I mean, I got this, it's gonna produce that, it's gonna put that there. Probably need to have something for aluminum so it doesn't choke everything up. And that's all. Like, I literally have nothing else I need to worry about here. I can just go do whatever else I want and let it slowly unlock everything while I build out my other worlds. I mean, yeah, it'll be very slow on some of the later stages. How many is it I got? Okay, so I am on that one, working through that one, and that. So yeah, those will be very slow, especially since, oh, that finally completed. So I can now teleport straight there, and there, and there. So I can go bouncing around using the portal. Again, the mod does have an option where if you want to, you can set it up to require you use like a fusion energy cell for each teleport as a fuel requirement. I'm not going to do that. I feel like it's just a case of we should have a simpler way to teleport. And apparently, look at that. How did I do that? literally, how did I make that happen? That is a new one. Nothing over here. That snapped. That snapped. That did not snap. Why is that off kilter? How did that happen? That is weird. Oh, because it's like, it's trying to snap between the, it's actually trying to snap to, oh, well, it's snapping that. I think it's snapping with the outpost, except that. Yeah, it's trying to snap to this, which should be perfectly aligned with this, and it's not. That is, okay, another little nice bug with the game. That your actual, it's not just that they don't line up evenly in terms of in the middle or anything. They literally don't line up even as far as being askew. That is surprising. I think they need to redo some of the objects so that they actually fit correctly. Okay, that is set to auto launch. That is set to demand phosphorus. And it's, of course, not demanding phosphorus because I got it demanding over there. So I'll launch that. That means I should be seeing phosphorus appear back at the prime storage area. Yeah, my drones are apparently tied up. I need to get some more drones going, it seems. Yeah, I'm gonna need to order supplies for drones. That might be what I focus on right now, is getting myself up to, say, about 20 drones. Should be pretty decent right now for what little I'm gonna be producing here. And I probably will end up just moving to the northern island. I still feel like we might get a chance for something to appear there, which will put me closer in that area. Honestly, now I'm kind of thinking like that's almost the middle of the map, really, because of that little spot up there. You just land here. But yeah, I think I'm going to end up relocating my base up here. Probably setting up a little bit more phosphorus production, make sure I got plenty of that, and I can have phosphorus going to any of the other planets that I want now. Because I'll just set up one of each of these to each planet, and then have this one getting super alloy rods to produce all the other stuff I kind of need here. Outside, of course, the uranium and iridium stuff. But I don't think I'm going to need that so much, except for things like heaters and such. I'll probably, between now and next week, try to get a full set of 8 T5 drills and T5 heaters set up, like over here, with, if I have them, the fuses, the heat and pressure fuses for each one, set up those, and maybe go ahead and get a get this stuff moved over there a little bit. Actually, I may just leave this here for now and then do a whole build out later. May do a rocket platform too, so I can launch a few rockets just to get that boost, at least to the heat and everything, for that. But yeah, not too bad. I mean, I'm gonna be halfway in a very short amount of time already I'll have only these other 4. I'll complete this in a very short period, and I'll have just 4 more. So I did already get pretty much halfway through the unlock the periods, the terraformation stages, even with the restrictions I had on this. Again, if I had known about it, I would not have brought the stuff for the extractors, since you can't do that here. I would have just simply brought the supplies to make both of these, and already had it pretty much ready to set up the automatic trade between the two. And at least by having that, I could have requested other resources from Prime to get things moving. But yeah, I'm going to do a few more things to get this kind of rolling on the terraformation a little bit better, and then I'm just going to leave. I'm going to let it do its thing, and I'll go back to Prime, and I'll do some tweaking, and I think because of the money it will produce, the tokens will be much higher overall for the amount of work it will take. I think I want to go back to Humble and tweak the Pulsar Quartz production and try to ramp that up to a high output volume so I can get lots of money. And then we'll do Selenia with the really high volume fabric trading there. But for now, it's time to wrap it up for today. As far as at least Planet Crafter. We can always hang out and talk for a minute. You knew I couldn't use those last stream? Well, that's fine. I need to learn it for myself. It's one of those things I need to find out on my own anyway. I'm looking real quick just to make sure nothing's changed on it. Oh, and yo, hey, No Man's Sky, don't forget, they just did another big update. Yo, another massive update with more new stuff for the game than we've seen added to Starfield since it came out. In just one update for No Man's Sky, we've got more new content to it than we've gotten for Starfield since it came out. That's the difference in quality of publishers and developers right there. No Man's Sky, Hello Games did not give up. They kept pushing, made it better, made it better, made it better. Bethesda just, oh, we need money. Put out cheap DLC and overcharge for it. Yeah. No Man's Sky is still $60 right now. And even at $60, it's a better deal than Starfield. Check out Dune. You know, I like the movies, but I never cared for the books themselves. My dad tried to make me read the books when I was a kid, and is that like what most people say about the Dune books? They are very political as far as like the faction stuff in there. It's a lot of just political discussion type stuff and not as much action. So the movies, they've definitely distilled that down to where it's not overwhelming. Kind of looks basically like one of the Star Wars games as far as kind of the RPG aspect of it. Oh, and it's only $50. I don't like that it also requires a third-party EULA agreement. I wish. But does it have a third-party launcher for it? Like, you know, everything with Steam, it just launches with Steam. But stuff with Epic launches with Epic, and then you have the Ubisoft launcher on top of Steam or Epic. I'll throw it on my wish list. I'm not going to jump on it yet. I've got plenty of games to play without having to buy something new. I didn't buy anything on the sale because I didn't need to buy anything on the sale. I already have games to play that I haven't played yet, and I've got devs asking me to play their games. So I've got plenty. Amazing what the what Steam wants to tell you you'll like based on other games. Hey, this is similar to this game. No, it's not. It's not. It's like, hey, here's, you know, 7 Days to Die, zombie apocalypse survival game with base building and defenses and all that. It's because you play it, it's similar to this modern warfare type game. This strictly first person shooter, mission based, no survival, no base building. You might like this game because they're so similar. Like, no, Steam, they're not. Let's see, got a release date for Borderlands 4 of September 12th. I never really played the Borderlands games. The movie wasn't bad, you know? I mean, I wasn't familiar with the stories because I never played them, but, you know, the movie wasn't bad. Could have been better, but it still wasn't bad. But if you played Dune through Steam, you got another launcher to launch the game. I don't like having to do that. Like Far Cry, you launch the game, you gotta do it through their launcher, which then will pop up stuff about like, hey, be sure to check out our merch store. Hey, be sure to check out this where you can buy these in-game cosmetics. Like, you already got my money for the game. Why are you like spamming me with other stuff just to launch the game? You didn't pay for Dune, it was gifted to you? Well, maybe if the devs want to gift it to me, I'll check it out. But I've got several games I've been sent to look at key-wise that I'm trying to decide if I actually want to look at them. I have several I've just disregarded because they were totally not games I would ever review for the channel. Because it's not at all what I play, you know. It's like let's see, here's a puzzle game. I don't play puzzle games. I'm not saying they're doing like Tetris or something like that style game on here. This one. I mean, I do get a few that are kind of like, you know, at the least to some degree they are a fit for similar to what I play, but I get so many game offers that's like some of them, like, you're literally just finding any YouTuber's email that you can find and spamming it. Because you clearly have no idea what I play on my channel. Yeah, you know, so you just launch the game and but it's through a separate little launcher thing. See, it's still, I mean, that's not as bad. I know, again, the Ubisoft stuff, you get a whole separate little launcher, and then it stays open after you close the game. You have to go in and close it too. You know, that's another frustrating part of it. Don't fall off. Alright, yep. Go enjoy your dinner, Jenny. I'm wrapping up. Timmy and I have dinner to get ready for as well. Like, look at that fat belly. We gotta keep that belly all fat and full. Yeah. Is that right, Timmy? Oh, I got you. And you come up here and say hi. That's that. We'll go. Oh, hit it one more time. There we go. Timmy. ASMR. He is so, like, he's like, I'm on the spot. I don't like this. Don't put me on camera on the spot. I don't like it. Come on, look. Such a shy little dog you are. What's for dinner? I don't know about Jenny. I think, let's see, I got out, put out 2 tuna steaks. It's for me, not Timmy. He's got his own food. And then I've got some sushi, a sushi roll. And I got a pack of, like, his little, not cheap ramen, fancy ramen. So I'm gonna make, like, a pack of fancy ramen, too. That's my fancy dinner tonight. That, you know, you tired? Such a rough day. You're so sleepy from being all laid out and relaxed. Nuh-uh, where you going? Where you going? Over here. There. Don't type anything. I know you'll type in some weird command and shut everything down. Don't try to act innocent. Look at the camera. Timmy, look at the camera. Look at the camera right there. Look right there. Like, I don't want to look. I don't want to look. He is going to be 10 next month. We're closing in on the big 10. All right, Timmy. You know, that gray beard you got. Okay, I'll let you down. You can go. Alright, that is going to be it for today. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Again, I don't know what happened with YouTube deciding to hide my stream. They've been getting worse and worse lately with certain things. I'll double check that next week to make sure they don't obscure my stream again. But yeah, next time we'll... honestly, I'll probably just go ahead and see if I can get back on Prime, be ready to move on and do something with Humble next time, and we'll start tweaking for high volume money making all those tokens, because I want to be able to start ordering big batches of the energy multiplier fuses and see about recycling them to get things like the cosmic quartz and such. You know, I feel like I want to set that up so I can just be, yeah, I make so much in the way of tokens, I can buy all these energy fuses like it's nothing. So we'll be working on that probably next time. But that's going to be it for today. Thanks for hanging out. Go enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your weekend. Have a good week, and we will see you next time.